Hello and welcome to Inside View. My name is Cory Burnell and I'll be your host for this episode. We have an exciting guest joining us, a lady I've known for a long time, and I know this is going to be a fun topic. Sue Rueger, the owner and co-owner, that is, of Renegade Winery out in Moke Hill. So Sue, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You bet. Well, let's see. Renegade Winery in Moke Hill, and let's tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the wine industry, and then we'll get into some of the exciting things that have happened.
So we got started in the wine industry because my husband said it was cheaper to make wine than to keep buying it. So he decided to start making wine. So we had friends in the wine industry, and we didn't know anything about wine. But he was in construction, I was in real estate, and he hurt his back at the time. So he said to our friends, if I trade my labor for your knowledge, will you teach me how to make wine? So they did for 2 years. And so he traded that and learned all the tricks of the trade kind of thing. He was kind of a cellar rat for 2 years.
Wow.
And learned all of that. And then started making his own wine. That was back in 2004 was his first vintage.
Wow, I mean, that's just like straight old-fashioned apprenticeship, where
Exactly.
he decided, okay, he's going to learn from the masters.
He didn't take any classes. He didn't learn from school. It was all hands-on learning.
Very
Yes.
cool.
So then when he made his first vintage in 2004, we took it, in 2007, we took it to a bunch of fundraiser events. So we would bring our wine there and we would just let people taste it, see what they thought, right? We started getting a following. Where is this wine? Where can we get it? All of that. Well, we can't sell it yet because we're just home winemakers. So then he entered a bunch of winemaking competitions, started winning first place, gold medals, all of that.
Wow.
So then we thought, we have something here.
Right.
So we needed a location to make it at. And we couldn't make it in our garage anymore in order to sell it. So we were looking for a place. So in 2011, after the economy, so in 2009, the economy dropped, and there was a winery in Moke Hill called French Hill Winery. And they lost it in a foreclosure.
Okay.
Which was unfortunate for them, but it was fortunate for us because in 2011, it came up on the market.
Yeah.
And then we thought, let's try this.
Sure. I remember my first day coming in there. You had done it up fantastically, which is your forte. I mean, if any of you know Sue, you know she's got quite excellent taste and business sense. So that was 11 that you...
That was 2000.
Yeah.
Well, 2011, we purchased the or acquired the property.
Yeah.
2012, we opened. Okay. So 2012, June of 2012, we opened.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And then it started from there. So then it just took off, which was amazing. So, yeah.
Well, when you outgrew it, of course, I mean, your tasting room is now down Main Street on the corner in Mokelumne Hill, so if anybody's looking for you, just, head there. And that was, when did you move in there? Was that maybe 16?
So we purchased the property at the corner of Main and Center Street. 8345 Main Street is the address. In December of 2015, we remodeled it really quickly and then opened there in January of 16. Okay. So we've been there ever since because we did outgrow the other place. So now our old place is just our warehouse and our winemaking facility.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, now, I know Mark, your husband, couldn't join us on the show right now. In all these years of winemaking, say the first vintage in 2004, what are some things he'd say he's learned along the way?
He's learned to let it age a little longer, let it just smooth out. Yeah, not so many tannins, just let more fruit come forward. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah. Let the people speak and say what they want. So it's not necessarily what we want in a wine, but it's what the people want in a wine. So we've learned that we have made so many different wines, and there's several that we really prefer, but then there's other ones that the people really like. So we make a lot of different wines for different people's palates and tastes.
Yeah, well, again, I spoke of your business sense earlier. I mean, that's the key, right? Sometimes many businesses fail because they don't pay attention to what the customer is looking for and wanting, and then delivering that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so now we're going to get to some of the awards that your wines have won, but while we're on the subject of where your winery is at now, or particularly the tasting room, and you also have a restaurant there. And
exactly. We also have 4 beers on tap.
Yeah,
and
that's.
May I say also, last year in January of 2018, we purchased the building next to us to have an indoor event center. So we host a lot of private events, retirement parties, anniversary parties, anything in there. And so we have a lot of private events in there as well.
Yeah, that's it's a large room. It's very cool. I mean, I saw it when you were kind of, had just acquired it and were getting into the process of remodeling and doing what you wanted to do there. With the events that you currently have at your tasting room, well, let's talk about the craft beer for one. You mentioned that. People go out wine tasting, and perhaps one person in the group or several people in the group maybe want to try craft beers. And so do you rotate the taps as far as which beers you have on tap? Or
definitely. So we try to stay local within California for our tap beers, definitely, and even Northern California tap beers. But Mark's motto, the winemaker, has always been, it takes a lot of beer to make good wine, right? So even at the old tasting room, he would have a beer in his hand while we're in there, and people were like, where can I get a beer? He's like, I can't serve a beer here. This is just a winery. So when we opened up our new tasting room, he wanted something where he could have beer on tap as well. So our taps are mostly local, all right? So California. The only one that we do out of state is Alaskan Brewing. So we have Alaskan Brewing on tap as well, but they rotate quite often depending on how quickly we go through them. In fact, on June 22nd, I think it is, Sierra Nevada is going to do a tap takeover. So they're going to come in. We have a live band. It's a Saturday afternoon from 2 to 6.
That's June 22nd, Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
Yeah, and Sierra Nevada now makes several different beers. So at their tap takeover, I've been to the Sierra Nevada tap room in Reno, and it was excellent. Lots of good beers to choose from.
They have lots. They have light from super hoppy. I mean, they have a big, dimension of different beers.
Well,
definitely.
cool. That'll be a great event. Now, is on the subject of events, you have live music during the summertime every Friday, is it?
Every Friday night from 6 to 9, even during the winter now that we have the indoor event center.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So when it's cold and rainy outside, people are afraid that we're not going to have the live music. We still do.
Okay.
Because we have the building right next to us. So it's just hosted inside.
Excellent.
Yep. So 6 to 9 every Friday night is live music. And then during the summer, then we do certain events. We do Saturday afternoons or Saturday evenings, and you can check the website for that. And I put all of the events on the website.
Yeah, let's give out that address while we're thinking about it. Is it renegadewinery.com?
It's actually drinkrenegadewine.com.
Okay, drinkrenegadewine.com.
Yes.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Renegade Wine, then, let's talk about it a little bit. And I know you've won several awards here. I mean, let's start. Well, it looks like 2016, the Chamber gave your winery Entrepreneur of the Year.
So this is the first award that I actually brought, but we started winning awards back in 2007, 2008, 2009, okay? But in 2016, yes, the Calaveras County Chamber of Commerce recognized what we were doing for the town of McCallum Hill, and they awarded us the Small Business of the Year, which was amazing. Wait, excuse me. The Entrepreneur of the Year. Entrepreneur of the Year. And so that was amazing. That was our first really large, award that we had won. That same year, we actually won Small Micro Winery in California. So the state fair awarded us the Small Micro Winery in California for our ports and different wines that we have done.
That was best of class. Okay.
Yeah, well, I didn't bring that wine here, so that was a different award that we had won. I didn't bring it. But actually, and then in 2019, we won the Small Business of the Year. That was in Calaveras County for Chamber of Commerce. And then this year, again, for the San Francisco Chronicle competition, which is the largest competition in the nation.
That's incredible. Yeah, it says all North American wines.
Over 7,200 wineries entered this. So our Syrah won best of class. It won a double gold.
Double gold.
Then double gold is the best.
It is,
okay. Then what they do is whoever wins double gold, then they rejudge those double golds, and then they pick the best of the best. Our wine won the best of the best, which is called the best of class.
Wow, so it beat all the other double golds.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
Now, in best of class, now is that all Syrahs?
Yes, it was against all Syrahs. Exactly, yes. Yep. So that was our highest accolade so far this year. We still are waiting to hear what we've won from the California State competition, because those haven't been awarded yet, as well as local competitions, Amador County, that type of thing.
Well, and it looks like yours in, and is that Pinotage in 2016?
Yes.
Both of those vintages won awards?
It won a silver at the Chronicle this year. Last year, it won the best of class state fair for that. Exactly. So we've won several awards throughout the years.
And if viewers were to visit your tasting room, I mean, you could kind of, are all of these available for tasting right now, or have some you've run out of?
So some we've run out of.
Okay.
Because we do smaller lots.
Sure.
But whatever we have that we've won, I mean, we have everything available for tasting that we have at the time.
Okay.
So whatever's there, you're allowed to taste. And all of our awards are there on the walls and in our little award areas. So you can see all of our awards that we've won.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool. And you have a wine club as well. So that's what, 2 bottles of wine every couple of months?
It is. We decided to make it affordable. We didn't want it to be 6 bottles at a time where it's a huge chunk. So we decided 2 bottles every other month was affordable. It ranges between $40 to $50 depending on what it is. But we also do, so it ranges where it's a case a year, but 6 selections per year. But 3 of those selections, we let you choose which wines you get. So even though we charge you $40 to $45, you can get 2 $45 wines, and you're making out.
Yeah.
In our wine club, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Moke Hill, when I've been there, when you have your events going on, I mean, you basically are the activity in town. So
yes.
It's a lot of fun. I've been to some of your events that are just chock full of people. How have you seen that translate into business growth these last few years? I mean, are you able to keep your sanity? Are you growing so fast? What's happening here for your business?
So we have been growing continuously. Yeah. So we decided that this year, because of the summer and people are saying we need to be open more than just Friday through Sunday, we've started through the summer being open Wednesday through Sunday, from 11 to 5 at least. And then we do lunches, we do the full lunches, all of that. So my sanity, no, I don't have it anymore because I have no time off.
Right.
Right. But it's okay because I know that we need to be there for the people. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, and you're building something that you and Mark own. You're building something for yourself, not for someone else.
Exactly.
What do you see on the horizon for wines? Are you going to continue to just do the same thing? It's working so well. Are you doing anything different? Are there any modifications there?
In the horizon, we change up our wines every year. I mean, we do different varietals every year. But next year, we're planning on opening our special event center into a brewery.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. I know you're fighting a cold.
Sorry. I've been fighting a cold, sorry.
Yeah.
So we're going to open up a brewery, and in the new event center, we hoping to do that next year, get that started.
Wow. What type of beer does Mark want to brew?
So he wants to do a Pilsner or a light beer.
Okay.
And then a kind of a wheat beer, Hefeweizen style, and then an IPA, or 2 IPAs, and then also a stout or a like a stout type beer.
Yeah.
So he has like 5 different types.
Well, cool.
He's not here to say that, so I apologize for that. I'm not sure exactly, but.
Yeah, but so that's a future development for what's going on. So it'd be a winery and a brewery as well. Then when it comes to the winery, the old French Hill location there on 26, I mean, I've been in there where you're just chock full of barrels over there. Is that place all just loaded up?
It's still loaded up, yeah. We've actually started outgrowing that location.
Yeah.
We needed a larger location.
Yeah, I wonder about that because do you have some storage space at the new location in Moke Hill?
We don't have storage space there, but we do have storage spaces at another winery that we purchase grapes from.
Yeah.
So we do that.
Well, that reminds me of a question I wanted to ask you about the supply of grapes, where you get them all from, the various regions, and if you could touch on that a little bit for our viewers.
So we don't grow any grapes. Mark says, I'm a winemaker, I'm not a farmer. So he doesn't want to grow any grapes. So we source all of our grapes from typically El Dorado, Amador, Lodi, some from Calaveras, but not a lot. But we do to keep it local, definitely. And so we try to find the best grapes that we can, and then we make the wine from that, because you can make really good wine from good grapes, but if the grapes are just so-so, you're not going to make great wine.
Okay.
So we need to make sure that we get really good grapes.
Do you find that because of the size of your operation that maybe is easier or harder to do? Do you ever run into a situation where, okay, you can have these grapes you want if you buy a certain amount, or maybe perhaps you can get good grapes because there's some left over from another?
So we run into both of those situations.
Okay.
So sometimes we'll have a contract with a different vineyard owner, and then all of a sudden the yield didn't produce what he thought it was going to, like during the drought, 14, 15, 16. Those were wonderful years for wine making, as far as they were really concentrated. They were great. But the problem was they didn't produce the fruit. So they had other contracts that were larger than ours, that they needed to supply first. So then we got left out on some. So then it left us scrambling for some grapes, but we found some, and the fruit was wonderful, and it turned out really well. And then we come to a point where, yes, we're small, so if they only have a little certain amount, then we get the corner of those grapes, and we get to get the whole vineyard type of thing.
Right.
So those are only ours, which is wonderful too. So
sure, yeah, where maybe a larger winery is not going to take the time to go deal with that small vineyard.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Now we've been talking about reds here. What about our wine connoisseurs who want to know about your blends or rosés or whites?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've stepped into whites. Originally, Mark learned how to make reds, okay? So then once we opened, we realized we needed some whites. So then we don't have the equipment to do the whites. So that's what I was saying. So we have another winery that we contract to. So we make the wine, and then they have the equipment. So then they process it there, and we go in every week or 2 weeks to just check on it and check it and do what we need to do, and then help it turn into the wine. And then once it's ready to bottle, then we bring the wine back to our place, and then we bottle it from there.
Okay.
Is what we do on the whites, because we don't have the cold stabilization equipment to do that. Okay.
Right.
But we've had a lot of requests for bubbly, for sparkling wine. So the same company, the same winery that we take our wines to stabilize them, they just recently purchased $100,000 plus equipment to be able to make sparkling wine, which we
Okay.
can't. So we brought our wines there, and then they put it in through their system where they can add the CO2, which makes it bubbly, and then they bottle it into a champagne bottle. And so they're doing that for us now. So that was new as of Mother's Day. So that's new for us.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to have sparkling wines now.
Okay. Yeah, that will be cool. Yeah, that's excellent. I need to mention also for our viewers one cool thing about your tasting room are the large screen TVs with ball games on them.
That's right.
So me being a sports fan, I like to sit there and have a beer or a glass of wine and watch the ball game. So,
Definitely,
yeah.
yes. We always have sports on. Yes. Yep.
Is it? Do you do you're not open on Mondays. You don't do a Monday night football thing yet,
So
do you?
we haven't done that yet, but once we probably get the brewery, I'm sure we will. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the restaurant a little bit then, because you mentioned that being open now on Wednesday through Sunday.
Correct.
11 to 5, you said?
We serve lunches 11:30 to 4.
Okay.
So that's when our food is. But if it's Saturday evening and we're busy, we're going to keep the kitchen open.
Oh, I see. So on the weekends, the kitchen may stay open later. Like Friday night when you have live music, is there food there?
There's always food. Either I make it or I have a food truck come in.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So it's not a typical menu, it's a chef's choice
Okay.
type of thing on Friday night, or I have a food truck come in on Fridays. Yes.
Okay.
But on Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday afternoon, it's always our menu, and then Saturday and Sunday our menu. Yes.
What competitions will you be participating in this summer? Is it the same competitions each year? I would imagine you probably go back to them, and it's different vintages.
Yes, so we had to submit our wines for the Chronicle competition in December of last year because they judge in January of this year. So the next one's coming up is the Amador County Fair, which is large for red wines. That's a big one for red wines. And then also the California State Fair is next. And then we also submitted wines into the Orange County competition, which is the second largest in the nation. So we did that one as well. So we're waiting to hear on the results of those.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, basically you need to do that every year, really, to stay kind of front and center and cutting edge, I suppose.
We do, because people look at our awards. When we have in the tasting room, we have a list of our different wines, and I list what awards they won. People gravitate to the ones that win a lot of awards, definitely.
Yeah. Which one's your favorite?
My favorite is actually the Syrah
Is
that
it?
won the double gold because
Okay.
it was aged in a bourbon barrel, so it has that nice smokiness to it.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people don't like that smokiness, but the people in our tasting room really enjoy it. So it was aged in that bourbon barrel, has that nice smokiness with a lot of fruit. It's very smooth.
Interesting. So it's something unique. It would be a unique Syrah, you might say?
It is. And we also did one similar to that, our Mourvedre. So our 2015 Mourvedre, we saved probably 80 gallons back, and we aged it also in a bourbon barrel, the same bourbon barrel.
Oh, wow.
Same style. So we have a typical Mourvedre, which is jammy and raisiny and sweet, but then we aged that in a bourbon barrel, and it just adds another layer of flavor to that. And that one, we only did that for wine club members. So that's only available for wine club members.
Okay, so join the wine club. Okay, yeah. Well, we have a few minutes left. What else would you want our viewers to know about what's going on at your winery and the business and the wines in particular?
Just that we're always changing. We have a beautiful outdoor patio where people
that's
can
right.
sit and stay and hang out. When you come to our place and you taste our wines, we also have bar stools inside. So we're not going to just have you taste 5 wines and get out. You can taste every wine on the menu. There's no charge for tasting. We love that people come there and taste. If you're there to taste wines, we're not going to charge you. We want you to enjoy your experience. You can sit and enjoy yourself and stay as long as you like. We love to get to know our people that are there. And then we even do wine tasting outside. So when it's a beautiful day, you can go sit outside on our outdoor patio and enjoy the wine tasting out there and enjoy the experience outside, which is really nice too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point, because it is beautiful out there.
And then people get hungry, so then they look at our menu. And then now we have wood-fired pizzas, we have calzones, we have paninis, sandwiches, salads. We have a huge menu right now.
Oh.
And it's all homemade, and all of our sides are homemade. We don't do anything fried. It's all fresh ingredients, which is really nice too.
Wow. Wow, so you got a lot going on.
We do, yes.
And you're doing it all very well. I mean, it really is a fantastic operation that you've got there. And I know you put a lot of blood and sweat and tears into it, huh, over the years.
You know, this is our happy place. We enjoy it, and it makes us happy to be there. So we'll get up, we're there at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we're there till midnight. But at the end of the day, we come home and we're happy. We feel good. We're happy. We did something. We made people happy, and they were happy that they were there. And that's what's important to us.
That's excellent. And yeah, I know when I've been there at your events, it's like the local community has turned out. So you're always going to see friends and somebody you know, somebody you haven't seen in a while, and catch up with conversation. So it really is it's a neat place. You've got a special spot right there.
Thank you.
You and Mark are doing it correct and right. So yes, it is drinkrenegadewine.com. Exactly. That's where people can go there. I imagine they can sign up for your wine club on the website?
Yes, we're also on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, and if you're watching this episode on the YouTube link, be sure to forward the link to friends and family that you think ought to come check out Renegade Winery over in Moke Hill on Main Street. So,
please.
Yeah.
And if you do that, and you say that you mention it from this link, we'll give you 10% off.
Well, there you go. You heard it right from the boss. So, yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you again, Sue. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. This is a fun episode. And thank you to our viewers for watching this episode of Inside View. Again, I'm Cory Burnell, and hope to see you next time. Hope you've enjoyed this show and all the others that we do. Till then, take care.